Hello everybody, welcome. I'm No02, thank you for watching this video. Continuing our Act 5 walkthrough guide here, where I'll give you some tips and tricks and general tidbits and nuances about these particular maps. We're here at the Where My Flock is Chained. This is mission 3. We can begin. We'll open up, and the very first thing I want to point out is that if you have the card Break Time, which should regenerate your HP, it does not regenerate in the safe room.
Time to head out.
Has nothing to do with this map, but sort of an interesting tidbit. First thing to note, this is a beautiful holdout point. This safe room, great place to hold out. In fact, things will jump down from up there, and the zombies will like jump down and like have to catch themselves, and they're a little slow, but they'll spawn from up there and jump down. A great place in general. In fact, this map, for the most part, pretty easy to hold off against the horde. Now, we are going to mute her for a second. We are running a bunch of different scavenger cards here, and I have to say that this map is the map to have the scavenger cards. It does feel like they tend to pop off here. Weapon Scav, Defensive Scav, Support Scav, all seem to do pretty dang good on this mission here. Food Scav as well. So for the most part, there's pretty decent loot throughout this map, and this map is pretty comfortable for the most part as far as looting it and things like that is concerned, right? So for the most part, I would loot everything on this map to some degree. I'll tell you where you can avoid looting, things like that, right? But here you go. You can see this is a potential duffel bag spawn right there. This is like the level just before the final level of the prison area here. Now we can see there is a potential sleeper spawn right there that we can see and shoot if it will happen to be there. Behind this room, I wish I could get more aggro. You can actually shoot and aggro from the zombies in there. But the mutations that are in there, you can't get their attention. And so, you can take the horde here if you want. I usually just drop down. You hit that railing and sort of slide off it on your way down. You don't take any fall damage. And then we'll hold out here. Not the end of the world if you hold out on that staircase, but sometimes it's just... Sometimes, you know, things go poorly. You can see them jumping down here. It seems like, too, typically when you open up that door, it feels like a little mini horde event happens. Doesn't seem to happen here. So I feel like a little bit easier to deal with this area here. You know, all these little crawly spaces are potential spawn points for zombies. Now, at this point, I gotta say, this mission is all about the traps and the sleepers. Traps got you looking at the ground, sleepers got you looking up. So, even though for the most part everything is pretty safe to fight against the horde, pretty tight spaces, lots of traps, lots of sleepers everywhere. In fact, we can see the sleeper in here. This prison cell right there always has a sleeper in it. As far as I can tell, as far as my RNG is concerned, there is always a sleeper in there. So you can check and see if it's on that particular spot, because there's 3 spots where it can spawn. Right, it can spawn there, here, or there. And these little bars, little side bars here, you'll sort of notice sleepers will shoot you through them. But the bars have the potential of blocking your bullets. But just about everywhere in this map where you end up taking a horde event, for the most part you can split it 50-50. Nothing too crazy. We'll go.
This should come in handy.
Nothing to note. When it comes to taking all of these staircases, the sleepers will not shoot you through them. They don't care. But of course, the bars, the sleepers will shoot you through the bars. Hello? Hello? Also note too that the game actually tries to prevent you from jumping over this rail. You can't mantle this rail. Relatively safe to to jump across it. You can jump crouch over it if you want, but of course. And there is potentially a means of like getting down that way.
More people need our help over here.
But it's not really worth it, right? Because we gotta capture people. Bro. Notice that
Look there.
these doors can open up. Typically, every time you save a person, you'll get a little red light and a door will open up and things will come out of it. If you linger too long in an area, more doors will open. And sometimes, at some point, the red light will turn on a door that is already opened and things will spawn out of it. Even though it already has. When it comes to swapping sides of the floor, that right there is the most dangerous sleeper. But beware, it's like... Well, the hardest part of this area is just... Not getting hawked. Is not getting grabbed by sleepers. Now, because we know that this fence is not going to trigger sleeper attacks, where I'm looking most of the time when I'm making my approach down is here. This is the danger area. These sleepers on the sides, we don't even care about, right? So typically I'll get down here first. Before I worry about the sleepers at all.
Alright. Last time, I promise. No dinner.
Establish we're safe there, and then we'll go down, right? There's about typically 2 sleepers a staircase. Generally, 2 sleepers a staircase. Now, at this point, I recommend avoid touching the rail. Avoid touching the rail. Sometimes the bots like to jump off. Get in trouble down below and things like that. Another thing to note too, the very, very bottom floor down there is like all goopy and gross and stuff. There are no hostages that spawn down there. No hostages. So if you're missing one, he's not down there. That's an important thing to note, right? Not down there. And doubly, and now at this point here, all of those floors above us, the only way for Ridden to get us is to either be spawning out of these doors, which they sometimes do, but for the most part they'll spawn at either end. And so holding off a horde event in the center, sort of using a room for cover, holding a horde event in the center is pretty comfortable. Pretty comfortable. Oh look, spawn. But down here now, this is the final hostage floor. Things will climb up. Things will climb up these pallets and stuff. So horde events down here are a little bit more difficult because there's just more locations where the zombies can be approaching you from. In general.
I'll get you out of there in no time. Thank you.
And I do want to show you guys a little trick here. Hopefully I can hit it. It's like a movement thing. It's pretty niche. You probably won't ever really need it. But you see these 2 tag pictures? Keep in mind I'm running 3 sprint cards here, so the exact setup for this is not going to be the same for you guys. But we'll sort of sprint and jump and... Oh, nope. Sort of sprint and jump and crouch over. And you can swap floors really, really fast there. Little thing to show off to your friends. You see these pallets? These little pallet things here? Things will climb up these pallets. This is the only floor that has these openings in the railing, which is the reason why we can make the jump so comfortably. Look at my notes here. Yeah, lingering too long can spawn extra shells, cause extra cells to open up and things like that. Once you open up or save all the hostages, this is the place to be. Down here in the goop, I guess we'll go down here, is just loot, extra loot opportunities.
Every copper adds up.
Things like that. I've never seen any of these doors open, perchance. Oh, there you go. There's a door open. Spoke too soon. But if you haven't found your basic card yet, possibly down here. Most likely down here. There's not a whole lot of loot beyond the next area here.
Got a defibrillator here.
Oh, God. Where were the traps? So many traps everywhere. So many traps everywhere. Look at my notes here. That's about it for this area, I believe. Now, there's actually a couple of things here that we can do before we jump down. Especially if you're running offensive scavenger. Oh, there's still opportunity to find like pipe bombs or like firecrackers and things like that.
I could use that.
If you happen to have the luxury of an extra one or something like that, you can sort of preemptively throw one into all these zombies in. Also notice that these are the two doors right there that we typically drop down into. There's a door over there. That's actually technically faster to run to, rather than running all the way around. A little sketchy to run there, but we can sort of take a peek and see what we're up against here. There is a potential sleeper spawn right there. We do not have it. So that's good. That's good not to have it there. Keep in mind that there is a sleeper behind it as well, potentially. There's a door right there. And another door-ish right there. And then the way out is over there. So there's two doors. Two of them we have to blow open. And in between each of them is a chance for a sleeper. But here we can throw the pipe bomb. We'll draw some of these zombies over. And in fact, it'll even blow them up.
Sniper rifle here.
Bullet, fist, knife, whatever you got.
You got the gooey sound. I haven't been able to figure out how to draw in the mutations. They seem to get aggravated, but they don't ever come towards us. But if you have an extra thing to throw that pulls zombies, you can potentially do that and clear out a chunk. And that can be extra nice.
Yeah, I need that.
That can be an extra nice thing to do if you happen to have a hive here, right? Because the zombies that will be most blocking your way at the hive right here,
Seeing that?
you can potentially blow up with a pipe bomb or group them all together for an easy grenade throw, things like that. This is the wall. This is the game. This is the wall. Take this, I don't care. We'll get my cosmetic in. When you walk into this room with a trap, this is the wall. Keep in mind that because we're playing with bots and we're the only human player, the second you step onto this, invisible walls will spawn all around you and force you onto this little trap and you're stuck. So do not touch it, don't even look at it until you're ready to go. But really, taking this extra door, sort of a debate. We just want to go as fast as we possibly can. When you're running down these hallways, because the sleepers are always on the wall, hug the right wall. Because you can actually do a little trick here. Sleepers cannot shoot you or will not shoot you if you're hugging them. So if you hug the right wall as you're going, you're pretty much guaranteed to always shoot them and not get grabbed. I recommend not running in front of them like I did. I did that for the swagger. But for the most part, if you're hugging the same wall that a sleeper is on, you can run right up to it. It won't shoot you. You can run right in front of it. It won't bother you. Important to note that as soon as the door shuts, bots teleport towards you. Now, for the most part, this entire arena is like symmetrical. Each corner has a spawn, right? Spawn. Two spawns basically on each corner, and then in between the corners is a spawn, and sort of a spawn in the middle of everything. I sit right here. Excuse me. I sit right here very specifically because there is a chance to bug out one mutation. The mutation that spawns right here, that would jump down literally right in front of us, he gets bugged out if we're stuck here. I'm basically tucked in as far as I possibly can into this corner here, and you know you're in it correctly when you can't stand up. You can't stand up. So I'm pushing my crouch button. It will not let me stand up. I have it toggled off, right, and my hand's up here, and I'm still crouched. My gun is in the crouch animation, right? So a chance to bug out one mutation. Sometimes it doesn't even happen because he just doesn't spawn here. So we're waiting. All in all, this event takes about 1 minute and 30 seconds. At least in recruit mode. I haven't timed it in no hope mode. And once she says, kill them already, you got about 20-ish seconds left. And it is infinite here. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. Also, in the walls where the ogre is, nothing blows them up. I've thrown literally everything at them. The only thing that can break those walls is the ogre. Oh no, he showed up. Sometimes it doesn't work. A little bug, a little glitch here, but you know. For the most part, pick a corner. It's all the same. Get out of here. That's about it. I've done everything. I don't know if the timer is different in No Hope mode, but I feel like a lot of it is dialogue based, so I'm assuming that it's all about 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's that map. There's not a whole lot going on. For the most part, I think the best summary is going to be watch out for the traps, watch out for the sleepers. For the most part, the entire mission is a solid holdout spot. For the most part, you can hold out against everything. Secondary weapon upgrade. Nice. I think that's about it. Questions, concerns, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you in the future.